Welcome everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a dating and relationship coach and founder of Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette and also of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Cyndi Olin, and she's a relationship strategist and coach at Create Your Own Luck and Love. And I'm so excited to have her here today because today we're talking about what men want you to know. And she's telling you 3 secrets about men. But before we jump into it, Cyndi, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and how you became a relationship strategist and coach.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me here and the amazing introduction, Suzanne. And a little bit about me, guys. I used to wear man repellent. I literally had no clue about men. I thought they lived on a different planet and somebody, John Gray's got something there. So I really made it was a passion of mine to understand them and figure it out. I was hiring coaches long before coaching was even mainstream. Excuse me. And so that's a little bit about me. And, through my passion, I, was a high-end matchmaker and really turned that into helping women to create the kind of relationships that they deeply desire. So I found that women and men too have this thing around sabotaging relationships without even knowing it. And it broke my heart as a matchmaker. So I would coach people into not sabotaging their success. Anyway, I'm super excited to be here. Thank you again for having me.
Well, and Cyndi, I totally forgot that you used to be a matchmaker, and I think that's one thing we have in common, and I think that's one thing that both of us can say that we learned a lot about men and how they think and what they want, and how there's this complete disconnect in what women think that men want in them. And so I was like, oh my God, I have to give women these secrets. So
yes.
I know you have 3 secrets about men. So tell us the first one.
The first secret about men is, and this is a misconception from women, is men are actually very sensitive. And they, in order to feel connected, they need to feel heard as well. And, so they need to feel heard and needed. And if they don't feel those 2 things from a woman, they're going to not be fully connected or engaged with her. So there's a sensitivity, and I think a lot of times women will think, oh, men are sensitive, or he doesn't understand me. And, one secret I will say is, of course, he does. As much as you want him to understand you, he wants to feel heard and understood as well. So a suggestion is to listen to learn about them and, be curious. So that's my first secret.
So can you give us a couple of examples where you think that women don't listen to men, or the men don't feel like they're being heard?
Yeah. As women, we have the tendency to, our brains move a little bit faster. Not that we're more intelligent. It's just our brains function a little bit differently. So women will oftentimes ask a question, interrupt him, and we do that with each other constantly, right? If Suzanne and I were out to a dinner, we'd be chatting, laughing, talking, interrupting one another. It's our nature. So it's giving him a little bit of space to answer questions and go deeper, because he actually will. So for example, if you say, how's your day? And he goes, great. And he may, depending on the man, he may actually sit there and think about, well, how his day was. And upon further reflection, and that usually takes between 6 and 10 seconds, he will share with you deeper if you give him that space to do so. So, so maybe, my day was okay, but, something interesting happened with da 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 da. Or you remember that project I told you about, right? So they feel, if they feel heard, just like if you feel heard, they feel a deeper connection. So that's the number one way. That's a really easy way that I think men or women unknowingly do. I mean, they love our lively ways and they love the way we get excited or, but if you're really at a point where you're trying to connect with them, taking some time, taking a few deep breaths and listening to learn and giving him the respect for that space is important.
That's a great example. I love that you use that example. Okay, so what's the second secret about men?
Yeah, there's so many. So men really, men want to feel needed in their life. And I alluded to this before, but it goes, and I'll do, it's a two-way street. It's needed and a feeling of respect. So, so those are two things, and I mean they go into one. They want to feel respectfully needed. That's the way that I'll say it. Because I want to make sure that I give you guys a lot of good information here. So need is really important for a man, especially a man that, whether it be your father, your brother, your son, a partner, they want to feel needed. You don't have to be Wonder Woman or a superhero. You can do that in your day if, I know many women that are watching and listening here are professionals, and I get it. Suzanne gets it. And it's, allowing him to support you is something that, oh my gosh, it fills him up to do that. The right kind of man. So.
That is so true. It's funny that you said that because I actually interviewed, do you know who Dr. Ian Smith is? He wrote the book, The Truth About Men.
I don't know who he is, but I'm going to write that down.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. So I saw him being interviewed on NBC News one day here in New York, and he made this statement, and his statement was this, is men want to feel needed and women want to feel wanted. And when he said that statement, it struck me, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to get this guy to speak at my event. And I got in touch with him, but it's so true. It's aligned with what you just said. Men want to feel needed. And it's so important for women to realize that as strong and independent as we are, we love a man that can take care of things for us, that can handle things, even though, of course, we can do it. But we want that man that can take some pressure off of us so that we don't have to handle everything in our lives, right?
Yeah, and you brought up a really good point around that just now. I think that a lot of times we don't understand how to ask. And men, if he feels like you're doing it all, he will not step in. He won't. He wants you to ask him for support. And that's a really important key point. I mean, I know women that have, raise the kids, make the dinner, make everything so perfect, have their own career, and they're ready to have a nervous breakdown. And it's because, and they're feeling disconnected from their partners or husbands, and it can be slow or quick. And this is something to let down your ego. You don't have to do it all, and know that he wants to support you. I think that's the biggest thing. And he will want you more in the bedroom, in all areas, if you give him the space to come in and support you.
Exactly. Okay, so what's your third secret, Cyndi?
So I'd spoken to this just a minute ago, but I want to go a little bit deeper around this. This is a secret, not so secret about men. Men want to feel appreciated and respected. So, and let's face it, we all do, right? Who has words of affirmation as their love language? I do, but so tell me how
I do.
But the point of that is if he feels respected, he feels appreciated for the things that he does, he's going to do it tenfold. In fact, you won't feel like in your relationships that you're doing all the heavy lifting. He's going to do more and more and more and will love you for the successful woman you are. He will literally continue to build you up or, support you in ways, and it will make him go deeper. If a man feels a level of respect from you and feels like you believe in him and you accept him no matter what, he's going to open up like the caterpillar turning into a butterfly. It's absolutely beautiful.
Aw, I love that you use an analogy. Well, these have been some great tips. So, Cyndi, I know you have a free gift for the ladies, so can you tell them about it?
Yes, I can. So I developed a transcript around the mastery of love. So it's a deeper it's a deeper writing on how to understand men, commonly asked questions, what men are thinking, all that kind of stuff. So I have all of this for you in one book. And I also understand that you guys have unique situations when it comes to your love life. And you may feel like you've tried everything and yet you're still at a place of, I'm frustrated. So I've also offered a complimentary 30-minute call with yours truly to uncover what's happening for you and get a breakthrough in your love life. So
awesome. So ladies, if you would like to get Cyndi's free gift, you can click below the video. And if you're listening to the podcast, you can just go to singleonstilettos.com and look for Cyndi's interview. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Single on Stilettos show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you'd like to view the videos, you can go to singleonstilettos.com. And if you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you'd like to get our free ebook on why men disappear without a trace, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleonstilettos.com.